Welcome to Lightboard Learning, where we break down coaching principles. Now for today, I'm going to show you how you can avoid common mistakes when programming body weight only interval training. This is super important at the moment. There are a lot of clients that are training at home, and some of them may be just like completely overrunning. Like they do not want to do any more 400 or 600 meter repeats, and they want some variety in their aerobic training. You can do that with bodyweight exercises to keep it more interesting, but you do have to be careful to make sure that they're getting the correct dose response. That is one that is aerobic in nature and is improving and training their aerobic system. And to do that, there's just a couple of things we're going to consider. So number one is going to be managing volume. And now let's just think about that from the perspective, if you give someone, 5 minutes straight of push-ups and you do that for rounds over time, those push-ups are going to really add up, and they may end up doing some really ugly reps, snaking through, and just have a lot of accumulated fatigue. So just make sure you are thinking about the total number of volume of reps that go into your intervals over each interval and then over the weeks as well. Number two kind of goes hand in hand with that, but let's think about being more specific inside of the actual workout and the patterns that are going on inside of there. And that is to make sure that muscle endurance is not the limitation. You don't want them, doing, let's call it a handstand push-up for reps and failing reps because they're not able to have the strength and approaching mechanical failure. Instead, you want the aerobic system to be the limitation and for them to be getting that aerobic dose response and not that mechanical failure. So manage muscle endurance fatigue and make sure it's not a limitation. And then finally, and this goes hand in hand, make sure it's aerobic. You want them to keep their pace sustainable. And again, we want to make sure that is actually the aerobic system that is the limitation there. So two little examples to show a couple of these points at play. On the left here, we have a 3-minute interval, and let's just say this client is doing this 5 times of 10 chair dips, 10 push-ups, and 30 seconds plank. Now immediately what I see is that all 3 of these exercises are of the pushing movement pattern. There are some people that have an incredible amount of muscle endurance in a pushing pattern, and they would be able to do this and actually make it sustainable and aerobic and get that metabolic result from it. But for a lot of clients, 3 pushing patterns back to back like this is just going to result in a whole lot of fatigue in their upper body, in their chest, in their triceps, and they're going to reach that muscle endurance limitation, and it won't be aerobic. They're going to be shaking out their arms, but they will not be breathing. On the other hand, I fixed that with this 3-minute interval over here. I'm doing 5 push-ups, 10 air squats, and 5 no push-up burpees. So you can see that we have a push pattern up the top, we have our air squat in the middle, so a squat pattern to balance that out. And then we've taken that push-up away from the burpee. There is still a pushing component to it, but it's going to be a lot easier, that contraction. And they're also going to get that core challenge that was going on in the plank before. So by looking after the patterns that are inside of my interval and being mindful of what my client's muscle endurance is, I'm able to make sure that they can manage their volume, that they do not have muscle endurance as a limitation, and that they're keeping their intervals aerobic. I hope this helps you design better interval training programs for your clients with body weight only.